Hello, this is Renegade Gamer, and we're in black and white. No, um, this is a blast from the past. We're talking about our one of the oldest games out there on Nintendo, Final Fantasy. Now, I did not play Final Fantasy when it came out on Nintendo. I played it when it came out on the PS release back in I think it was 2002. Final Fantasy Origins. That game came complete with Final Fantasy 1 and Final Fantasy 2. First time I ever got to play that game. It's a re-enhanced version, basically. They fixed the combat in that game, although you could go back to the original gameplay if that's how you wanted to play it. And that was my first time playing the game. For a Final, I had played Final Fantasy games prior to that, and it was nice going back to see how the original program series started. I can't really talk much about the storyline because honestly, the storyline in Final Fantasy is not very in depth. I've seen a lot. If you have any interest in the series, I'm pretty sure you know how the story is. It involves time travel that ultimately doesn't make a lot of sense. But the gameplay aspects of that game is it's not bad. Considering where it came from, you got to pick a class at the very beginning. You only had 6 classes to pick from. There was a fighter, white mage, black mage, thief, warrior, and red mage. Did I forget one? I don't think I did. And then throughout the course of the game, you do get to upgrade to basically a knight, a monk, or black belt. Sorry, it's black belt. A black wizard, a white wizard, a red wizard, and I think it wasn't ninja. Was it? It may have been ninja. Anyway, it was kind of interesting to see how it all started out from back to that period. The game was fairly challenging when I played it. I've never went back and played the original Final Fantasy on PlayStation. I did replay it again on Game Boy Advance, but overall, it was fun. I enjoyed the game quite a bit. I could tell where they got a lot of the ideas from for the later Final Fantasies. It was nice seeing where the game came from its roots. It's not a hugely in-depth game. You have to go around buying your own magic spells. It uses basically levels. The max level in that game, if I recall right, is 50, and all your magic is based off of 1 through 8. You can only hold 3 spells per level. So, charges is a better way to put it, I reckon. So, you have so many charges per level you get. Level 1, I think at the end of the game you have maybe 16 charges of a level, maybe 20. I don't recall real well. But it was a fun game. It's definitely, you can tell that it's made from old school. You don't have a lot of direction within the game. You have to kind of figure out where to go from where you are. It's easy to get screwed. You can end up. There was one section in the game I remember. You go down to. You go down into this one dungeon. It's the Earth dungeon basically, and if you go up this one path, you fight basically ogre after ogre after ogre after ogre after ogre after ogre after ogre. So it's very easy to kind of get screwed, especially if you're more in tune with how normal everyday RPGs are. To go back and play something like this, it was very different. Very you could tell that the game design was a lot more a car. What's the word I'm looking for? Like anarchy. It was much more of an anarchy kind of design, a little bit. But I mean, it does work real well. It was fun. like I said, I can't really discuss story because honestly, there's not a lot here. I mean, the characters you have are four basically avatars that you're playing through the entirety of the game. Characters themselves, you have Princess Sarah, the King of Cornelia Castle, Garland, and then the Four Fiends. That's about all I remember as far as characters go in that game. Um, but I mean, overall, it's a decent game. It's worth playing if you ever get a chance. Um, it's fun. I may go back to it again sometime. Playing the Game Boy Advance version is the one I would actually recommend. They added a few four, I believe it was 4 dungeons they added to that game. Each of them had, I think it was 4 dungeons. If I recall right, there's 4 dungeons, and they all had it's either 2 bosses in the bottom of them or 4 bosses in the bottom of them, and they were all bosses from the later Final Fantasies that you could play, that you could fight. Very fun, very enjoyable. Was a blast to play, and like I said, I haven't played the game in years. It was really fun though when I did play it, and I'm glad I did because the Final Fantasy series is a series that I hold close to my heart. Here in the last 10 years, they've really kind of fallen off track quite a bit. But Final Fantasy, the original, when I played it, well, you could see where they got a lot of the ideals groups, the gameplay, the job aspects of it, the exploration part of it. Airships were awesome. It was awesome to fly around an airship. Kind of an archaic design, but it was still a lot of fun. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I'm not really going to do a score here. If you want one, I would say back in the day, if for modern day, I don't know. If you want to score, I'd probably say it's a solid 3.5 out of 5. It's not the best in the world, but you can have some fun with it. If you ever get a chance and you just wanted to see where the game started from, I would definitely give this a shot because Final Fantasy is good. And like I said, it's a very archaic design, but yeah, you can still have a lot of fun with it. And you can also kind of make your own story up to it. I mean, because like I said, there's not really a big story here, but what is there you can kind of make a story out of. So I say give it a shot if you ever get a chance. In any case, this is the Renegade Gamer. Y'all take it easy. I'll catch you in the next episode.